Rachel, why would you do such a thing? I didn't expect you to become so violent all of a sudden. Why did you punch me in the face? I still can't get over what you did to me. It's unforgivable. What did I do to deserve this?
Oh, it's you. You deserved to be punched. I didn't do anything wrong.
I was supposed to have a nice dinner with my family to celebrate my mother's 60th birthday. That's why I reserved that sushi restaurant. You ruined the party by punching me in the face. And did you really have to go out of your way to insult my mother and I?
Did I? I don't recall. I remember being honest about my feeling. There's nothing wrong with that. Your family didn't belong at that nice restaurant. I was just letting you know that you were out of place. You were making the other customers uncomfortable. That's why I asked you to leave, but you wouldn't listen. That sushi restaurant has a Michelin star. A poor family like you is not supposed to dine there, and you should know that.
Do you realize how ridiculous you're being? It's not like you own the restaurant. I had a reservation. I had every right to be there. Besides, I had no idea I was going to bump into you. You could have just left me and my family alone. Why did you have to cause us trouble? You owe me an apology for ruining my mother's birthday dinner.
Why in the world do I need to apologize? It's not a crime to speak my mind. That's why I hate poor people. You're all so disorientated.
I think that I have every right to ask you to apologize for what you did. And don't you know it's a crime to punch someone in the face? You're the one that's disoriented.
You should apologize to me for being poor and reserving a restaurant that was way out of your league. The restaurant should have never accepted your reservation. They should have put up a no poor customer sign. I didn't go to that nice sushi restaurant to dine with commoners like you. You deserved to be punched in the face. I didn't commit a crime.
Okay, whatever. I still have a headache because you punched me. Let me just say this. You don't need to apologize to me, but you need to apologize to my mother. That's all I ask.
Let me say this again. I'm not the one who has to apologize here. You should be apologizing to me for ruining my dinner. Did I punch you too hard? Is that why your brain is malfunctioning? It was hilarious seeing you bump your head into the corner of the table. Made a great sound, too. Why don't you go get your brain checked at the hospital? Maybe they can help you fix your stupidity. Oh, that's right. You're too poor to go to the hospital.
Rachel, please answer my call. I need to tell you something important.
Oh, it's you again, Claire. What do you want now? Are you trying to tell me that I was right about everything? Do you now admit that you're poor and I'm rich? We live in two different worlds. I'm amazed you finally understand where I'm coming from.
Please pick up the phone.
What if I don't want to? I don't have time to speak to a poor person on the phone. So stop calling me. I'm not gonna pick up. You ignored my previous chat messages, so why should I have to take your calls? You're very intrusive, and I just don't have time to be dealing with someone like you.
Okay, fine, I'll stop calling you then. I want to know why you punched me the other day, although I didn't deserve it. What did I or my family do to upset you so much?
You really are stupid, aren't you? I told you my reasons the other night, don't you remember?
Just tell me why.
I was supposed to have a nice evening out and eat some delicious sushi when you and your poor family showed up and ruined everything. That's why I punched you. Are you satisfied now?
Actually, no. All we did was go to a sushi restaurant to celebrate my mother's birthday. We didn't even come over to speak to you, so I don't understand how we did anything wrong. We didn't do anything to ruin your dinner.
You may not have spoken to me, but your presence at the restaurant made me sick. That's how you ruined my dinner. You weren't supposed to be at a nice restaurant like that. You and your poor family don't belong there. I chose to eat out at that expensive sushi restaurant so that way I wouldn't have to run into poor people like you, but I did. Poor people shouldn't be allowed to make a reservation at that restaurant. And that restaurant is one of my favorites, and it bothered me to see you there. That's why I punched you. You got on my nerves.
You're right. And that current chef at the sushi restaurant likes to serve expensive dishes. I heard that despite the prices, many young customers like to dine there because it's hip and trendy. I was properly dressed and I didn't do anything to make the other customers uncomfortable about my presence. I don't think that I made anyone upset by going to the restaurant. You were just out to get me for your own selfish reasons.
I'm sure that the other customers didn't want you at the restaurant too. I did everyone a favor by letting you know that you weren't welcome.
The chef knew that I was reserving the restaurant for my mother's birthday. The restaurant owner was more than happy to accommodate us. Don't you realize that you were the one that made the other customers uncomfortable by creating a scene and punching me in the face?
I didn't make anyone uncomfortable. You did that. You should apologize to me. I'm wasting my time talking to you. This conversation is going nowhere. You are so irritating.
I'd like to know why you think that my family and I are so poor. There were times when I had some money troubles, but not anymore.
Don't pretend to be something that... All the other moms at school know that you were raised by a single mother. Your father left your mother for another woman, right? She had to work several jobs to take care of you. You can't deny any of that. I feel sorry for you and your mother. I'm sure that neither of you chose to be poor. But I probably would have killed myself if I were in your shoes. You grew up poor and you're still poor. Being poor isn't something that you can overcome. Your son is poor too because he's related to you. I wish that he didn't go to the same school as my son.
Oh, so the mothers at school are gossiping about the fact that my father left my mother when I was young? But you have it all wrong. That's not true. I did grow up in a single-parent household, but my parents didn't separate because of an affair. My father was in a terrible accident.
But that still makes you poor all the same. How did you even know about that sushi restaurant? That restaurant is for rich people like me. I'm amazed that you were able to get a reservation. If I were you, I'd feel out of place at a restaurant like that. I'd be too nervous to eat there. You have some nerve.
The restaurant has sentimental value to us. We used to eat there as a family when I was a child. That's why I chose that restaurant for my mother's 60th birthday. I wanted it to be special.
You're too funny. I haven't laughed that much in a while. I guess you needed to make up fake memories in your mind to cope with the fact that your father dumped you and your mother when you were young. Poor thing. I'm sure that what you said about your father being in an accident is a lie, too.
You're the one that believed all the gossip out there about our family. What you heard isn't the truth.
Fine. Have it your way. Either way, you still didn't belong at that sushi restaurant. I just want to make that clear. I'm sure there were other cheaper sushi restaurants that you could have reserved. You didn't have to go out of your way to reserve one of my favorite restaurants. That's what I'm mad about. It's a miracle that your mother lived to see 6. Poor people like you aren't contributing to society in any real way. You're all just trash. You should have punched your mother as well. Then maybe you would have gotten my message loud and clear. I wouldn't care if she dropped dead. Claire, tell me what's going on. Why are you suing me and for what? My lawyer called me and said that you are suing me and that you're also going to file a report with the police? And the sushi restaurant is suing me too. None of this is my fault. I know that you lied and made it look like it was all my fault. You need to fix this, Claire. I didn't lie. I did what I had to. You're finally getting the punishment that you deserve. You should have never treated me unfairly. I notified the police and I am suing you. The restaurant blames you for the damage that you caused them for being violent with me inside the restaurant. Claire, why are you being so over the top? Are you making such a big deal out of this because you want money from me? If it's money that you're after, we can settle this privately. I'm more than happy to pay you. There is no need for you to sue me. I don't want my husband to find out about this and get the wrong idea about me. Actually, this isn't Claire. And I have no reason to listen to anything that you say to me. Huh? Who am I texting then? My name is Melanie. I'm Claire's mother. I didn't have your phone number, so I borrowed my daughter's phone to get in touch with you. You tricked me, you old hag! I want to speak to Claire, not you! You're right about me having had to raise Claire on my own, but it's not because my husband cheated on me. He died in an accident. Raising Claire on my own wasn't easy, and we didn't have much money, so I guess you could say that we were poor. But I raised Claire with love, no matter how hard it was for me. I didn't have time to take care of myself, and I worked day and night. Claire means the world to me, and I won't have you bully my daughter like this. I was thrilled when she offered to organize a birthday dinner for me at our favorite sushi restaurant. But then you came along and ruined it for us. And you committed the biggest crime of all. You took away my precious daughter. I won't ever forgive you for what you did, and I'm going to make sure that you rot in hell. Could you please stop pestering me? I want to speak to Claire. You're not making any sense to me. You must be senile or something. Taking me to court is going to be too expensive for a poor family like you. Let's just settle this privately. If you're going to bother to put up a fight, I'll hire a great lawyer and win the case. If you don't want to lose, you need to drop this. How many times do I have to tell you that I want to speak to Claire and not you? Money isn't an issue for me. I have plenty. Look, you don't need to continue to pretend to be someone that you're not. I know that you're poor. Stop lying! I got the life insurance money for Claire. What? But I don't want any money. I want my beautiful daughter back. Why did you have to kill her? What has she ever done to you? Huh? What are you saying? Claire can't be dead. We just texted each other a few days ago. That's not funny. Stop making crazy jokes. The night of my birthday dinner, you punched Claire in the face, and she fell and hit her head on the corner of a table. She was fine for a while, but due to internal bleeding inside her head, she died. You killed her. I should have known something was wrong, because Claire told me that she had a headache that wouldn't go away. I told her to go to a hospital to see if there was any internal bleeding. But she told me she was fine and ended up not going. She also didn't want you to gossip about her at school anymore. She didn't want to be an embarrassment to her son, which is why she thought that going to the hospital would be a bad idea, because it might cause you to start spreading rumors about her again. She told me that if her headache didn't get better after some rest, she would go to the hospital for a checkup. Claire had a hard time growing up when people around her spread rumors about why I was a single parent. I guess she didn't want to do the same to her own son. I never expected Claire to fall asleep on her couch and never wake up again. Words can't begin to describe how I'm feeling right now. I went to check up on her because she wouldn't wake up, but when I touched her, it was already cold. I called the ambulance right away, but it was already too late. Her doctor told me that she died because of the blow to her head. You murderer! Monster! I only punched her. I didn't expect her to fall down and hit her head. It was an accident. It's her fault that she fell. No, it's not. You should have never punched her in the first place. Your punch is what caused her to fall and hit her head. It's because of your selfishness and short-sightedness that I lost my daughter and my grandson his mother. I'm going to use her insurance money to make sure that you get the punishment that you deserve. I lost everything because of you, and I am no longer afraid of anything. There's too much information here, and I'm getting confused. Stop babbling, old woman. I bet you made this all up just to make me suffer. You just want to see me suffer. If only it were a lie. If Claire were still alive, I wouldn't feel so hopeless. Let's not waste any time bringing this to court. I'll pay you money. How much do you want? I'm loaded, so name your price. I don't want to settle this privately. I'm taking this to court. I'm going to sue you and take all of your money. I need you to suffer for what you did to Claire. Don't be so overdramatic. Money isn't an issue for me. My husband is a scion. Once I give you what you want, I demand that you leave me and my family alone. We're important people unlike your family. I'm sorry to have to say this to you, but your importance in society is measured by how much money you have. I can pay someone to make all this go away, so I suggest we go with my plan of settling privately. That's what's best for both of us. I may not be as rich as you, Rachel, but I have something that you don't. I am sick and tired of talking to you. Can we just sort this out and get it over with? There's nothing that you could have which I don't possess already.
Oh, I have many more years of life experience than you. And I also have a great group of friends. I'm assuming you don't have many friends. When I had to work hard to provide for Claire, I didn't have many options, so I ended up taking on several jobs to make enough money. Through those jobs, I met many types of people. And after they heard about what you did to Claire, they all want to help me out. I know some people that can help me make your life a living hell.
You're not serious, are you? That's supposed to be a threat? I won't believe anything until I actually see you in action. You should take my offer while it's still on the table. Why are you ignoring me all of a sudden? Pick up the phone, you old hag! I need you to explain to me what's going on right now.
I thought you didn't want to speak to a poor person like me. What do you want?
Shut up! That sushi restaurant is suing me for a ridiculous amount of money! You told them to raise the amount, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I had nothing to do with that. They asked me about what happened to Claire, and I merely told them the truth.
I know that you convinced them to sue me for more money. They're asking me to pay over $100,000! That's absurd!
If you think that the amount is unfair, you should take it up with your lawyer. I mean, money isn't an issue for you, am I right? I think that the amount is fair, considering all the damage that you've caused to that restaurant.
How is any of this fair? This is unheard of! You're crazy!
If anyone is crazy, it's you! When you punched Claire, you broke some things at the restaurant. And some of the customers were afraid to go back to the restaurant because of your violent act. The restaurant lost business because of you. But now that Claire is dead, the reputation of the sushi restaurant is going to go down even more. No one wants to eat at a place that was a murder scene. Would you consider eating at a restaurant where someone died? I wouldn't. Claire didn't exactly die at the restaurant, but she died because of what happened there. That sushi restaurant was very popular, but after what you did, no one is going to want to eat there. The owner told me that they are moving the restaurant to a new place, and they might even have to change the name of the business. They need a new start. It's going to cost them a lot of money to start over. 100 grand probably won't even begin to cover all the costs.
I shouldn't have to pay for their move and all their new equipment. That's not fair.
They wouldn't have had to move if you hadn't killed Claire. You started this nightmare, and you need to take responsibility for your actions.
I don't care about Claire's death. It doesn't affect me. I'm pissed off about the fact that a poor person like you is giving me such a hard time. I don't deserve any of this. To be honest, I don't care if my husband finds out about this. It was an accident, and he'll believe me. Besides, you don't have any proof that I committed murder, so the police won't come after me. I'm the one that's going to sue you for defamation. You better be prepared, because you're the one that's going to rot in hell.
Go ahead and sue me. I don't care. I have nothing left to lose. I hope that your husband doesn't leave you after he finds out about all the crimes that you've committed.
I hired a lawyer for you, and you have the audacity to say no to the settlement that I proposed? How could you?
I told you from the beginning that I had no intention of settling this privately. I'm taking you to court. I will never forgive you for what you did to Claire. I will spend the rest of my life making sure that you suffer for your crimes.
You first got in touch with me and pretended to be Claire. That in of itself is a crime. I'm suing you for defamation and fraud.
I never said that I was Claire, and I told you right away that I was using her account because that's the only way that I could get in touch with you. And had you picked up any of my calls, you would have known right away that I wasn't Claire. Also, if you had gotten in touch with Claire to see if she was okay after you punched her, you would have known that she was dead. Why are you even texting me right now? Aren't you in a lot of trouble? I heard that your husband is suing you too. Even if you file for bankruptcy, you're still obligated to make compensatory payments to your victim. I'm sure that now that your husband is leaving you, you'll need to work for the rest of your life to pay everyone back.
Are you the one that told my husband about my affair? I was doing a great job of hiding it from him until you went and told him. He's divorcing me because of what you did. How could you do this to me? You're evil! Do you enjoy seeing me in pain?
You're the one that turned me into a monster. Now all you can do is work hard to pay everyone back. You have it easy. Nowadays, many women work, so I'm sure you'll be able to find a job. It wasn't so easy for me. You're feisty, so I think you'll have no problem moving up the corporate ladder. That is, if no one does a background search on you. If they do, you're screwed.
What do you mean by that? Actually, I don't even care because I know that I'll find a new rich man that'll take care of me. I'm not going to slave away like you. That's not in my cards. Why are the police at my house? Did you call them? I told you not to get the police involved!
Well, I never said that I'd listen to anything that you'd say. You're so full of yourself. What makes you so self-righteous? You committed murder. You're not going to get away with it. Even an idiot would know that. You said that poor people aren't relevant in society, but I think that we have a higher status than criminals. Now you're at the bottom of society.
Okay, fine. I'll give you what you want. I'll apologize and I'll give you all my money. Are you happy now? I didn't think Claire would get hurt. I only punched her once and I'm not even that strong. Please ask the police not to arrest me.
Are you trying to justify the fact that you punched Claire? I looked into your past and I found that this wasn't the first time that you've hit someone. And I submitted all the evidence that I found to the police.
Why did you have to go and do that?
I told you that I would do everything in my power to make your life hell. You got what you deserved.
Now the police are coming to my door. Please help me. I won't disrespect you anymore. I promise not to be violent and I won't bully poor people. Please forgive me.
I suggest that you sit in your prison cell and contemplate all the mistakes that you've made in your life. I never want to hear from you again. Goodbye, Rachel.
Why are you doing this to me? You need to fix this. This is not what I signed up for. Melanie!
Rachel never contacted me after that and she was arrested. Claire wasn't Rachel's only victim. There were many others in the past that fell victim to Rachel's violent outbursts. I'm certain that Rachel won't be released from prison anytime soon. And even if she were, she still needs to make compensatory payments to me, the sushi restaurant, and her ex-husband. Claire, I spoke to your husband, and we both decided that it'd be best that you rest in the same grave as your beloved father. I still can't get over the fact that I lost both you and my husband. And it made me sad to think that getting revenge was the only thing that kept me going. I didn't enjoy getting revenge because it made me a terrible person. I don't think I'll be able to see you and your father up in heaven when I die. I thought of taking my own life, but your son helped me to get through all of this. You must be worried about how your son Sean is doing after he lost you. Of course, Sean was devastated like me, and for a while he wouldn't leave the house. But even in his great sadness, he came over to me and said, "Grandma, please continue to stay with us for as long as you can. I don't want you to die like my mother did." That's when I realized that I didn't have time to be feeling sorry for myself. That I had to take care of your husband and Sean. And I didn't want Sean to worry about me. He had enough worries of his own. Sean comes to my house after school every day, and when his father is finished with work, his father comes to pick Sean up at my house. He's not over losing, but he has been going to school and studying hard. He also goes out with his friends on the weekend. He recently introduced me to his girlfriend as well. That was very sweet of him. So you don't need to worry about us. We're taking good care of each other. And Sean is growing up to be a great person. Claire, I might not be able to join you in heaven, but in the event that I do, will you celebrate my birthday again since we didn't get to the last time? I'll be with you after Sean is all grown up, and he no longer needs me. Please wait until then. I can't wait to see